Namaste. Welcome back to Krityum channel on YouTube. Today I'm going to demonstrate Judy's magic cast on, which is commonly used by knitters for toe up socks. So in order to demonstrate this, I'm going to be using US 2.25 millimeter needles, double pointed needles. These are the Knitter's Pride Carbons needles in US size 1, which is 2.25 millimeter. Okay, and I'm going to be using a freshly hand dyed by me yarn. It's a self-striping and it's not been released yet, so look at my shop on Etsy, krityumhandmade.etsy.com, and all the details will be in the description box below. Look for these this yarn, this colorway soon in my shop. For now, let's go ahead with our demonstration. So I'm going to be using 2 out of the 4 to begin with. 2 needles out of the 4. I'm going to be holding them parallel to each other with a slight gap in the middle. I need a tail of about 10 to 12 inches. Okay, and I'm going to be putting that tail end over the top needle. And from here on, how I hold the yarn is hold the small tail end over my thumb, underneath, under and over, and then take this ball end of yarn with my fingers and twist with the thumb end, and then I have a twisted loop here on my first needle, and the ball end over my index finger and the tail end over my thumb. So that's my first stitch on the top needle, and I'll be knitting the ladies women's size medium, and I'll need 12 stitches on each needle, 24 stitches to begin. Okay, so to begin I need to add one more stitch to my bottom needle, and the way we cast on, we will have equal number of stitches on both needles, and it'll be done one at a time. So 1 on top needle, 1 on the bottom needle by bringing the index yarn under and over and through the middle, and then hold it a bit tight, a dot, and then hold it with your right index finger. Okay, and then bring your needles down under the thumb, and the thumb yarn should go through the middle, under, over. So that's my second stitch. Now take the needles again to the top strand, bring under, over, through the middle, and then again bring them down and top strand through the middle, under, over. Keep doing that for 12 stitches each on both needles. So I have 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 12. Okay, and now I turn the needles 180 degree, and I'll start knitting with my ball end of the yarn. So in order to lock that last stitch, because it's still loose on the needle, I'm going to take this small tail end over the ball end, and then I'm going to hold the tail end under my with my left hand together with the needles that I'm holding. Okay, and I'm going to introduce my third needle now and start knitting. The top needle I will consider the back needle, which is the beginning of the round, and I'll split this into 2 needles, so 12 stitches will become 6 stitches on 2 needles. That is my back needle, and then the other one will be my front needle. It will be the front of the socks that I'm going to be knitting. Okay, Now start knitting. All the while I'll be holding the tail end with my left hand. Okay, that's number 1. Okay, so I have to make sure that I don't split my stitch, so I'm going to be a little slow and a little careful because this first part is a little bit fidgety. Okay, let's try that again because I split my stitch. Okay, that's better. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's my first needle. Okay, and I'm going to leave it there and introduce my next needle now. Okay, so in order to introduce my next needle, I just start knitting with it. 1, 2, 3, and again being careful not to split my stitch. 3, 4, 5, okay, 6. Okay, so the 2 back needles are now done, right? And now I'm going to turn it 180 degree again, hold my tail end onto the left with my left hand, and start knitting with by introducing my fourth needle and start knitting it, right? So 12 stitches on my front needle. 2, 3, don't want to split my stitches. 4, oops, there I lost my stitch. 1 second. Got it. Okay. 4, 5, 6. Oops, again. You see, this is the first time I'm using these needles. They are a bit grippy, and that's helping me keep the stitches on. Otherwise, if it was a metal needle, I would have had a hard time. So yeah, continue knitting in the same manner without splitting the stitch and finish the round. As we come towards the beginning of the round, what's going to happen is the stitches are going to become a bit loose because our tail end is still not secured in, and it keeps stretching out as and when we come to that part and try to use that bit. So here's what I do next. Okay, don't split the stitch. I tug on it. So I'm going to turn again 180 degrees, and this is again the beginning of my round. I'm going to tug on the tail end a bit, make a taut as I can, and I'll hold it again with my left hand. And this is the beginning of my second round, which will be and increase round. And I'm going to be doing the regular wedge toe increases. So I'll knit one, hold on, okay, I'll yarn over, which is my increase. And don't be scared, this is just my way of doing it. You can make one right here and make one left towards the end of the stitch, or you end of the back row, or you can do knit front and back. It doesn't matter, just use any sort of increase that you want, but use it consistently over all the rows. So one is done. Okay, and then I forgot I had a yarn over there. A yarn over, two, oops, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So total we have 7 stitches. The yarn over is also counted as a stitch. Okay, the next needle, again we're going to do the increase, but towards the end of the round. So we'll do 1. Okay, the tail end is trying to come in middle and I have to hold it with my left hand. So as you see, only the beginning is a bit fiddly. The later subsequent rows will become easier and easier as you knit. So I am doing my 4th stitch, 5th stitch, and now 1 stitch before the end I'm going to do a yarn over again, and I am going to knit that last stitch. Okay, so my back is done again with the increases, and I'm gonna bring turn 180 degree again, start doing the front, and the front is again the same. Increase after the first stitch and increase before the last stitch. 1, yarn over, and keep knitting to 1 stitch before the end. So I'm 1 stitch before my end, yarn over and knit. Okay, so I'm again, when I come to the tail end, that means that my round is over. Now I'm on to my 3rd round. I turn 180 degree again, and I begin with knitting the first stitch, and then you remember I did a yarn over. I'm going to knit into the back and thus twisting that stitch. I'm going to knit into the back of that yarn over, twisting that stitch so there's no hole there. See, my hole is gone. And then I'm going to knit to the end but 1 stitch on the back. Okay, so that's done. This was the beginning of the 3rd round. Okay, I'm going to do the same for the entire round. Wherever the yarn over is, I'm going to knit into its back, and I'll twist that stitch so that there is no hole formed. And I'll keep doing that. I'll show you this round, and then basically we need to repeat these 2 rounds. So this is the yarn over. I'm going to knit in its back leg, and that will be a bit of a fiddle because I'm stretching my stitch for some reason, and that makes the yarn over tighter. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so you will come across this issue as well. So the easiest way to do it is bring the yarn from back to bring the right needle from back to front under the yarn over, and then just take it over so you'll catch the back. Okay, so I've knitted into the back, and now that it's twisted and there's no hole, and we are done with the back. So repeat that in the front. So I'm sure this white yarn is not easy to see. So I'm going to be completing this round and then knitting the last 2 rounds a few more times till I come to a color change, and then I'll show you how I did this again, so it might be a bit easier for you to see. Almost to the end. So the trick was insert needle from back to front and take it over the other needle. That way you'll catch the back, and twist the stitch and knit it. Alrighty, so what did we do so far? We increased 1 round. The first round we knit around, then we increased 1 round, and third round we knit all around again, twisting the yarn over so that there is no hole. So I'll keep repeating the last 2 rounds, which is increase round and then the knit even round with twisting the back of the yarn over, and I'll come back when I have a few more rounds completed and a color change, hopefully, so you can see better. I'll be back. Here I have completed a few more rounds and I'm on to my next color, which is brown, and that doesn't help either because I have a brown table, but hopefully you'll be able to see this better. So yeah, here goes. This is my beginning of round because I'm on the back 2 needles. Okay, so here is how I do it. I knit 1 stitch, yarn over, and knit to 1 stitch before end of, there goes my stitch. Okay, got it in time. Alright, so that's my first stitch. Then I do a yarn over, and then I knit to 1 stitch before end of my round. So I continue doing this. So first back needle is done, next back needle, and I just simply tucked my tail inside this pouch that is formed when I'm knitting in the round. So I'm on to my second back needle. And I do a yarn over before the end of that row back, and then I knit the last stitch, and I do the same on the front. Knit 1 yarn over, knit to 1 stitch before the end, and as I said before, you can use your own preferred increase. You can do a make 1 right on this end and a make 1 left on this end, or you could do knit front and back, knit front and back. So whatever increase you like, you just follow that throughout the toe and you should be good. And I need to reach to about I need to reach 64 stitches on my needles total. Okay, yarn over, knit. Now I'll keep doing that till I have 64 stitches on my needle. So I'll show the next round. I'll tuck the tail in again and show the next round where I am tackling my yarn overs. So knit, and then I have that yarn over. So the trick is bring the needle under and take it over to capture the back, and twist that yarn over so the hole is closed, and then keep knitting it. I know I have this thumb in the front, so you might not be able to see. I'm trying to be conscious not to put my thumb in the middle of your view. Okay, the first back is done, and again do the same all around, and keep increasing till you have your desired number of stitches, and you should be good. So I'll show this to you one more time. How do I tackle my yarn over, and then I will be back when I have 64 stitches on my needle and show you how the toe looks. So I'm at the yarn over now. Bring the needle, the right needle, back to front under that yarn over, and take it over that needle so you capture the back of the yarn over, and knit, and it's knit twisted so the hole is closed. So that was my back. I'll do the same on my front, and once I'm done all my increases, I'll come back and show you how it looks. I'm back after finishing all my increases, and this is how the toe looks. So yeah, from here on just keep knitting around for however long your foot measures, minus 2 inches for starting your heel, and then after putting in the heel, whatever kind you want, just keep knitting for as long as you want the leg, and then finish up with a cuff. So yeah, that's how the new colorway looks, and it's just 3 stripes till now, and yellow is just starting. So I'm going to knit a few more rounds and insert a picture of how the swatch for this yarn will look, so you have the first look of this yarn. Alright guys, I hope you like the video, and if you do, please give me a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to my channel for future videos of tutorials and tips and other stuff that I do. Alright guys, find me on Ravelry at Krityum as Krityum, and I have a Ravelry group now where you can post your finished objects with my yarn and win. Actually, it's guaranteed you will get shop cash for my Etsy shop if you post in your projects with my yarn. So be sure, go ahead, join the group. You will find it at bit.ly bit.ly/KrityumRG, all small letters, and I will have all the links down below in the description box. And please go ahead and subscribe to my channel to get your notifications. Follow me on Instagram. I'm at Krityum Handmade, KRITYUM Handmade, and Etsy shop is also spelled the same way. So yeah, thank you so much, and I'll be back with another video soon. Bye.